Welcome to the Conference Carolinas Gridiron Show. I'm your host, Hannah Russo, and with conference football in full swing, we get to talk about 3 conference games from Week 5. Before we analyze those, let's sit down with Player of the Week, Ferrum's own Ryan Schmidt.
Ryan, your first Player of the Week honors for Conference Carolinas. What does that mean to you, and how are you hoping to build off of it?
It means a lot. It's a lot of hard work that we've kind of gone through, starting from the spring last year,
Mhm.
moving into D2, knowing this is going to be a big feat for us to conquer. A lot of team.
It is big, and you all are on the right track. 5 weeks into Division Two now. How has that transition been for you all this season?
It started off a little rocky. We played quite a few good teams with some good competition there, but um, it's just been an uphill battle. I think we kind of knew it was going to be that way going into this. I think we knew we have the underdog mindset anyway. And it's just been just hard work, head down, week in, week out. We have to prove ourselves.
Yeah, and hard work got you seen in this week's game for sure. You blocked a field goal in the first quarter and then a PAT attempt later on. What were you seeing on the field that allowed you to execute those plays?
Yeah, so all week, watching film, I was like, looking at their formation, that type of stuff, and I figured I was going to be able to get it, but
Mhm.
uh, and then once I seen the first one and they didn't make any adjustments, I said, okay, well, I'll be able to get this one too. After that, they did make a couple adjustments, but it was still enough to help out the team in a big way. So.
Special teams can be described as an extension of defense. How do you see your role in that mindset?
Yeah, so transferring in here, I transferred from UNC Charlotte. I came here. Um, I didn't get to see the field as far as like defensive wise goes last year. I had a couple position changes, so now I'm at corner, getting a couple more reps here. But I was always like a special teams player last year, and then this year I just really took pride in. I mean, I take pride in it as well last year, but really I was like, okay, well, I need to step up. Especially if this is going to be my main role here. And any aspect, whether, I play literally all the special teams. So, any way I can help the team. And when I get on the field, it's 100% all the way. No, no breaks, all gas. So, um, but I do think that, special teams can be a huge part of the game. Obviously, as we've seen this past weekend, like it can definitely alter a game. It can help out the team. It can hurt a team. So, I just take pride in what I do. So,
How do you channel this performance and expectation into your preparation this week?
I think it's gonna be like just another normal week for us. I don't think we're gonna, it won't be anything different. Obviously it's homecoming. There's gonna be a lot of people there. I want to give the fans, I know I for sure want to give the fans, their money's worth. So, I'll definitely do what I can do. But I know for our team, 100%, it's gonna be the same thing week in and week out. Hard work. Do what we have to do to get the win. There's gonna be another big game, so we definitely need to get this win. Um, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, we're excited to watch it all. Thank you, Ryan.
Ferrum picked up their second win in back-to-back weeks, beating Shorter 28 to 25. Like you heard us talk about with Ryan, he blocked a field goal early on in the first quarter to swing momentum in their direction. Jamarion Mumford picked that up for a 78-yard scoop and score. Omarza Gray, also a standout player in this Ferrum game with 2 touchdowns and 203 yards. Gray's 203 receiving yards set a new record in the Ferrum record books, breaking Darrell Hammond's previous 198 yards that were set in 1995. And Omar Zagray to finish it off for Ferrum in the fourth quarter with a 92-yard touchdown down the left side with a minute and 3 seconds left in regulation. Ferrum will host Barton this weekend for their homecoming game. This past weekend, Barton fell 45-0 to Delta State. Barton only finishing with 114 yards of total offense, but 2 great performances by Savion Rogers and Keno Jones on defense. Rogers finishing with 12 tackles and Jones finishing with 10 tackles and a sack. And a tough matchup between North Greenville and Chowan. Despite a late rally, Chowan fell to the Trailblazers 31-16. North Greenville came out early, capping off a 13-play drive with a touchdown in the first few minutes of Saturday's matchup. Chowan answered quickly when Nigel Johnson connected with Jacoby Lane to set up a short score for Jamison Davis. And it wasn't just the first half that North Greenville came out firing on all fronts. They came out of the locker room with 2 unanswered scores. North Greenville so successful in this matchup because they relied on their run game and their defense. Although quarterback Dylan Ramirez leads the conference in passing attempts and yardage, he only threw for 17 times. North Greenville's strong rushing attack, 249 yards compared to Chowan's 108 yards. That ground game was led by Deshaun Tompkins, who had 98 yards on 19 attempts and a touchdown. North Greenville will travel to Due West this weekend to take on Erskine, and Chowan will step out of conference play as they head down to Pensacola to face the University of West Florida. This past Saturday was a historic day for Erskine, hosting the first football game not only for their Conference Carolina's tenure, but the first football game in Due West since 1952. Truly a historic day. It was UNC Pembroke, however, that emerged victorious in this matchup, 44-7. The Braves recorded 550 total yards of offense, with quarterback Trey Robinson leading the way as he recorded 354 yards through the air, 56 yards on the ground. He had a total of 6 touchdowns. Robinson using his tools on all ends. Jaquan Albright recorded 11 receptions for 129 yards with 2 touchdowns, and Hugh Kennedy, 5 receptions, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. On Erskine's side of the ball, quarterback Ryan Kilmer recorded 127 yards and a touchdown. Kilmer used his tools as well. Logan Coldren led the ground game with 40 yards, tallying 37 through the air on 5 catches. And Taylor Rhodes hauled in that lone touchdown, a 34-yard, a 34-yard score, which actually gave Erskine the lead at the end of the first quarter. Erskine will host North Greenville this Saturday, and number 24 UNC Pembroke. Can they stay hot in their homecoming matchup against Shorter on Saturday? Week 5 hosted some great conference matchups, some rivalries that we can continue to look forward to through the remainder of this season and ahead for next season. Can UNC Pembroke continue to climb the D2 football top 25? Check back in next week as we get to analyze the next slate of Conference Carolinas matchups.